Well, folks, 3 months into 2020, and it's kind of a suckish year. Thanks a lot, Corona. And the sad part is, this year looked to be very, very promising, but a lot of that promising shit is now being pushed over to 2021 thanks to the virus. Specifically in the world of gaming, this was also supposed to be a really big year. However, a lot of that's been pushed, but there have still been some promising releases already, future releases for this year, and rumored releases for this year that still look pretty promising. So, to bring some light into this horrible time of year, I just want to, share with you some games that are worth it. I also got nothing to do, so why not? Okay, so here are some fresh titles that have been or will be released this year for fact. So Yakuza 7, it's already out in Japan on PS4 and it's set to be releasing here later this year. So the series has obviously been oversaturated in the past few years, but it doesn't seem to have an effect on the quality, as this game's combat looks extremely satisfying and fun, and the things you can do in the game can actually be done in real life, and it ties into the actual world of Japan so nicely. For example, what you're seeing on screen right now is an actual real-life Mario Kart game in Japan, and they actually let you go to that area in Yakuza 7 and play the game. You can't even lie, that is cool. This game, only available on Microsoft platforms, is the sequel to the beloved platformer Ori and the Blind Forest. This game seems to have really immersive and cool worlds. Story-wise, the game looks very emotionally touching, and the level design also looks pretty killer and fun to explore around. Sound-wise and visual-wise, the game is amazing, as you're seeing and hearing on screen right now. On top of that, it costs a low $30, which I guess compared to some Steam games is pretty expensive, but overall it's a pretty good deal considering how amazing this game really is. It's available now on Microsoft platforms. This modern take on the extremely popular 90s shoot-'em-up game has been around for about 3 weeks. And everything about it has seemed pretty sweet. You got a really nice campaign with some big open world areas to explore, and some pretty gory ass stories in there too. Not to mention the multiplayer is also fun to play with your friends. The game also looks and performs really well on every single platform. In fact, it's like every single port they made for this game had thought put into it. So yeah, we got a nice 2020 game. If you're into shooters, you could go and pick it up right now. In fact, I'd recommend you do that. Oh yeah, another game to add to the list of ones you can pick up, Nintendo version of The Sims number 5. It seems like this is the go-to quarantine game. I don't know how it got so successful compared to the others, but it really did. Regardlessly, it's really well deserved because, look at how customizable this game is. You can do so many things with your village. The game is just so well set up and fun to play, and I'm the kind of guy that never ever thought about ever playing an Animal Crossing game. But then you see the gameplay and it looks so fun, so it's probably worth my time and it's probably worth yours too, so why not pick it up? You do have to get a Switch though because it's an exclusive, but hey, at least you're getting it portable no matter what. So the original Final Fantasy VII was one of the most popular and influential games of the 90s. This game really helped launch RPGs in the West. It's being remade for the PS4 and it looks interesting to say the least. It's going to use a lot more modern elements from the Final Fantasy series as you're seeing on screen, like no turn-based and stuff. While you might not like that idea, I think it's worth it to try to re-experience it if you already played the original game. Like, look at how different they made it. It's not out yet, but it will be on Friday. Ah yes, the long-awaited Shantae 5 is here. Now, aside from the Pirate's Curse in this series though, all games are looked to be partially flawed. Unfortunately, Pirate's Curse is also the only one that doesn't follow the base game format. That's what makes this game though look so nice. It's in the original format, but tons of flaws that fans of the series have been pointing out forever seem to be gone, like the transformations aren't as long and the platforming looks a lot more Metroidvania. On top of that, some good old platforming fun is probably needed during this quarantine, and this has you covered. The game will be on console and PC in May, but ironically is already available on Apple Arcade of all things. This title will mash story and Minecraft into a game. Wait, no, that's story mode. This title will mash story, Minecraft, action scroller top loading thingy into a game. It's just so cool how a new game like this has the elements of Minecraft. Minecraft! Like, what the hell? I mean, nothing will ever destroy the original magic of Minecraft, but this is still pretty darn cool. This definitely looks to be the most prestigious Minecraft spin-off that we've gotten. Available in May on all platforms. Why not check it out? Now this has been the game that everyone has been anticipating. It's made by CD Projekt, the same people who made the Witcher series. It's very interactive and it's definitely for people who are 18 or older, but that's not gonna stop anyone. It's also a very technologically impressive shooter game. By launch in September, everyone's gonna have this game, so you probably should pick it up as well. So I know what you're thinking, 343 Industries hasn't really produced the best Halo games we've ever seen. However, already from all the trailers shown, this game seems to be trying to prestigiously recapture the magic of the Bungie games. From things like armor to cutscenes and all that we've seen so far, you could just tell that it has potential to be a kick-ass game. Plus, Microsoft has really been trying to build up Xbox Game Studios to be something huge, and they say this game is gonna remark it. Microsoft would never be so openly confident about how we're gonna feel about this game if they didn't put thought into it. For the sake of this potentially being a return to the glory days of this revolutionary series, I think we should all give it a go. It's coming out in time for Series X launch. From the previews shown and information given by Ubisoft, this seems to be a pretty interesting action game. It's also from the department of Ubisoft that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so it's their take on a story-driven game, which should be pretty interesting and cool. From what we know, it's about guardians of gods, so that could make for a pretty cool plot. And I know the fact that Assassin's Creeders are making this game turns some people off. However, that series is oversaturated, so obviously there's low quality. They have more time here. The game is to arrive in late 2020. So I might have missed a few, but I think I provided a pretty good list of confirmed releases. Now let's get into the rumors. So it's Mario's 35th anniversary this year, and a huge rumor that's been spreading in the Nintendo community has been Super Mario All-Stars 3D or All-Stars 2 or whatever. The rumor states that every single Super Mario 3D game released up to Odyssey will be in a compilation remastered. Some people actually think Mario Odyssey 2 will be coming this year. However, it is agreed upon most people that it's probably 2021 due to the fact that it'll probably take a bunch of production and it's way too early right now. Now, if this rumor about a compilation is actually true, this could be one of the best deals ever. To have all of those 3D Mario games on the Switch remastered and for the price of one, that is amazing. Which is why some people say it's too good to be true, but hey, it's Mario's 35th anniversary, and 35 is a huge number in Japan, so it's not exactly out of the realm of possibility. Now, many YouTubers have come to the agreement recently that Breath of the Wild 2 is heavy in production and it's set to release this holiday. Now, before you go calling this rumor way too far-fetched, keep in mind how blank Nintendo's schedule is for this year. They have to be in the works of some big production, and you know what's a big production? A sequel to the Breath of the Wild for sure. I mean, Breath of the Wild is a very breathtaking game. But in reality, it's a really big game. A sequel would be really big. So yeah, I think they're spending a lot of time on this sequel, and it is gonna come out this holiday. If this ends up being true and you're a Nintendo fan, you should definitely pick this one up, because think about it. A sequel to Breath of the Wild. A game that many people view as the best Zelda game, best Nintendo game, and best game ever created. Then there's the rumors of GTA 6. The proof of the rumors is that GTA 5 has basically lived out its full life. It started at the beginning of this console generation, and now it's the end and the beginning of the ninth. So why not start off the next generation with a new GTA game? It would make perfect sense, and Rockstar already confirmed the new GTA game was in the works, and judging from the past, that means by now it's well into the works. So 2020 seems like a pretty likely year for GTA 6 to happen. And if it's true, well, hey, come on, it's a fun game to play by yourself or with your friends doing some Grand Theft Auto and whatnot. COD fans have also claimed that Advanced Warfare is next on the sequel chain, and it's coming for this year. So the Advanced Warfare series hasn't seen enough light anyway, so it makes sense. Plus, Activision is usually always at work on a Call of Duty game no matter what. Now, I couldn't recommend it to you because I don't really know anything about the original game, but it sounds pretty interesting, so keep that in mind. Finally, we have Silent Hills. Now, this franchise was dead, and then it almost came back to life by Konami and Kojima, but then it got cancelled. It's primarily due to Kojima getting unexpectedly kicked out of Konami. So Kojima ended up getting together with their good old friends at Sony Interactive. They ended up working on Death Stranding together. It released to poor sales. Now, Sony is still very much interested in Kojima as a developer, but they can't really get anywhere without Silent Hill, which is what brought about the rumors that Sony is looking to acquire a bunch of Konami IPs, including Silent Hill, and bring back the game Silent Hills as a PS5 launch title. Now, if this rumor is true about the acquisitions, Sony and Kojima are almost guaranteed to immediately start working on the Silent Hill reboot, which it might not be Silent Hills anymore, but it's probably gonna be like it. And essentially, I could very well see this being a PS5 launch title with a lot of work put into it, and actually potentially the game of the year. I mean, the Silent Hill franchise is like the best horror game in all of video games. You should definitely pick it up if it comes out. I think that just about covers everything for the games in 2020, so bye fellas!